I realized I loved the wrong woman. I didn't realize it on the day of the divorce, not even on that evening when we sat in the kitchen for the last time, silent, staring in different directions. I realized it later, when the apartment became too quiet, when the silence stopped being temporary and became permanent. We were together for almost 15 years. That sounds like something big, and maybe it is. 15 years isn't just a relationship. It's a habit of breathing next to another person. When we met, I was sure I was lucky. She was beautiful, smart, confident. She was easy to be seen with in public. She knew how to look right, how to speak right, how to live a normal life. And back then, I really wanted a normal life. I grew up in a family where love was something rare and awkward. My parents didn't fight loudly, they just stayed silent. And that silence was worse than any shouting. Maybe that's why I chose her. She knew how to fill the silence. At first, everything was like it is for everyone. Laughter, sleepless nights, plans that felt eternal. I looked at her and thought, this is it. She's the one. No need to keep searching. We got married pretty quickly, not because we were burning with passion, but because it was time. Work, a mortgage, conversations about the future. Back then, I didn't understand that love and comfort are not the same thing. She was stronger than me, not physically, internally. She always knew what she wanted. And I just wanted everything to be calm. Over time, I started adjusting. At first, without noticing. Then more and more. I started choosing my words. I talked less about what mattered to me, not because she forbade it. It just didn't interest her. She loved results. I loved the process. She used to say, "You think too much. Be simpler. That's how everyone lives." And I believed her. I thought the problem was me. We lived well, by all external standards. A house, a car, a vacation once a year. Photos where we're smiling. But inside, I felt an increasing emptiness. As if I was playing a role I had invented for myself. Sometimes at night, I would lie there staring at the ceiling, listening to her breathing evenly. And I'd catch myself thinking that I didn't miss her, even when she was right next to me. That scared me. I pushed those thoughts away. I told myself, that's how it is for everyone. Love can't last forever. Stability is what matters. And then she appeared. I won't turn this into a beautiful story. We didn't meet in the rain. There was no spark at first sight. She was a co-worker, nothing special, quiet, a little tired. At first, we just talked about work, about small things, then about life. And in those conversations, something happened that I didn't expect. She listened. She didn't wait for me to finish just to respond. She didn't dismiss what I said. She didn't joke to change the subject. She just listened. And I started talking more about my fears, about my doubts, about the fact that I hadn't felt like myself in a long time. She didn't promise anything. She didn't demand anything. She was just there. Emotionally. For a long time, I lied to myself that it was just friendship, that there was nothing dangerous about it. But one day I caught myself looking forward to those conversations more than going home. That was the first warning sign. I ignored it. Then there was a moment that broke everything. We were sitting in the car after work, just silent. And suddenly she said, "You know, you're a good person. You're just living a life that isn't yours." Those words hit harder than any accusation, because they were true. I didn't cheat physically. I didn't even confess my feelings to her. But inside, I had already made a choice. I started looking at my wife differently. And for the first time in many years, honestly, I realized that I had never truly been myself with her. I was convenient, reliable, suitable, but not alive. When I told her I wanted a divorce, she didn't scream. She looked at me the way you look at someone who has disappointed you. "I knew it," she said. "You were always weak." And you know what? She was right, but not in the way she thought. I was weak because I was afraid to face the truth for too long. The divorce was calm, no scandals, no drama. We separated like people who had been living parallel lives for a long time. And then came the silence. I was left alone, without a family, without illusions. That woman. We never became a couple. Life went a different way. She moved away. She had her reasons. And then, in complete solitude, it finally hit me. I realized the problem wasn't that I loved another woman. The problem was that I had never truly loved the one I lived with. I loved the idea. I loved the safety. I loved the image of a proper life. But not her. And that is the heaviest realization of my life. Because you understand that you spent years, not in vain, but in the wrong direction. That no one is to blame. That you chose not to listen to yourself. Now I live alone. Sometimes I feel lonely. Sometimes peaceful. I'm no longer looking for convenient people. I'm looking for honest ones. With myself, first of all. And if you're listening to this and recognize yourself, don't rush to conclusions. Just ask yourself one question. Do you love the person or the life they give you? Sometimes, those are two very different things. If you made it this far, you're a legend. Leave a like and subscribe so I know you're one of the real ones. Thank you.